Hey everyone, it's John and it is Dry Fire Monday. I have an interesting one here for you today. I was re-watching a video from Lodi PD where they pulled over some guys, and I'll put a link in the description. But one of the things that the responding officer did when he knew trouble was brewing is, of course, from duty, not from retention or from concealment, but he got his gun out and held it at his side, and then when everything went down, he went go from there. But you know what? I actually have a little thought for you today, whether or not you're doing that from an officer's perspective, or if you're like I am, a CCW holder, that I actually think there's a faster way if you have time to stage your gun. If you want to keep your shooting skills primed, you have to regularly dry fire. Mantis X is the best dry fire tool available to help you to stay sharp all the time. I use it every week. So as always, we're grateful to the Mantis system and the Mantis X10. It will come into play in a little bit. But one of the things that we see here all the time, and I want to kind of give you some idea of why this is a big deal, is you see people with what we call a surreptitious draw. Now, we've worked plenty on a speed draw here on the channel, right? So, we're shooter ready, stand by, beep, and we go fast, drive the gun out, get our sights, get the kind of hit that we want, and then do whatever it is we need to do. But we do see sometimes people get into a place where they get to counter ambush. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can counter ambush, right? So we might just see with that trouble coming or whatever, go, oh man, I need my gun out and in hand, and then have the gun out and in hand, drive to my target and go from there. For instance, we could see that in, for instance, maybe an active killer or somebody at our church. Maybe we're not the intended victim of the armed robbery, but we're back in the back filling our Slurpee cup or something, and we have time to get our gun out. But it got me thinking some things, and in particular, this is something that I think I worked on first with John Johnston in his tests and standards class about keeping your hand on the gun and keeping the gun in the holster rather than coming from a position like this with the gun down at my side, or even from a low ready position. And let's see what the timer says. So this is a thought for you, and again, I'm just setting up what all the things are, and then we'll work on the timer, right? So here's my thought on the timer stuff. If I had my hand out in the gun like this, or if I have the gun out at a low ready position, then that's a signal. Now again, it gets me in a ready position to shoot the gun. I totally get that, and I think that's really valuable. But if I'm this, if I have this, do I look like a threat? Do I look as much like a threat? My answer to that would be no. Even if you're standing over here, kind of hard to see what I've got my hand on here. Certainly something in my waistband, and this isn't something that I don't think a bad guy would let me get away with if he was dealing with me in particular. But for instance, if I have my hand here on that gun, can it be as fast? So what I did was I put my Mantis X on my magazine, and I'm going to use the holster draw analysis just to see what the timing is between them. I'm going to use the back of my chair as kind of the spot to leave this, and so you can see me doing it. Okay, so I have an A-zone target that's just over here, so I'm going to kind of quarter off to you, but I'm going to start with the gun that's in my hand and held low. Now, I see this in a couple ways, either kind of held low like this, or even tucked up against the back of the leg like this so that it's hiding a little bit. So we're going to try both of those and see what they are time-wise in terms of getting that shot off. So this is our holster draw analysis from here. Just going to hit for the A-zone.
Stand by.
Okay, got a good hit there. That was 9-7. Refine my sight picture a good bit. Okay, that was a little bit faster shot. That was like a 7-7.
Stand by.
That was a good hit. That was an 8-5.
Stand by.
Okay, those were good hits there. That's another one, 8-9. One more. Let's just get a 5 group.
Stand by.
Yeah, that was a good hit too. Okay, so if I'm looking, my average here, 0.87 average time, and 8.5, 8.9, 8.5, 7.7, 9.7. So yeah, right in there, about 85 hundredths of a second from my side. See if things do any different if I hide it behind my leg.
Stand by.
Okay, not a bad shot. 8-9.
Stand by.
Oh, that's a good shot. 9-3. Yep, saw a little bit more, took a little more time. I'm a little worried that I might be flagging my back leg, my left leg.
Stand by.
So I'm taking a little extra time to not flag myself there. Let's see, 9-5 on that one.
Stand by.
Yep, good hit. 7-7, that was the fastest one by far.
Stand by.
Good hit as well. Okay, guess what? 8-7. So right about the same time, because my last two shots were 7-7s. That brought my time down a little bit once I got to practice it a little bit. Now, let's think about a slightly different one here, but let's think about this at a low ready. Let's just say again, we're driving out here and we don't have a bad guy that I can come up and point a gun at right now, but I know I've got a problem, so I'm coming from a low ready position, which is a very good position, a very fast position from here, that I'm gonna come from here, drive the gun up and get a good hit. Now, the holster draw analysis one on Mantis won't work well on this. So what we're gonna do instead is we are going to use the reload in battery because it sees this shot every time. So watch this. All right, 7.3. So you can see on that one, I got a 7.73. So a little faster. Got a great hit. I can tell you I'm getting great hits there. 0.61. Great hit. 5.6. So clearly, that was a fantastic hit. So 6.7. Having two hands on the gun is pretty clearly an advantage here. Okay, so clearly when I'm coming from a low ready, I am faster. But of course you're gonna say, but John, this here is less of a threat. The gun's sitting out here in front of me, more likely to be seen as a threat. Cool. Now let's try and do it with the hand on the holster and on the gun in the holster though, and see what kind of time frames we can get. Now we're going back to the holster draw.
Stand by.
It's a good hit. 6.8.
Stand by.
Good hit. 7.0. No, I'm sorry, 7.2. 7.0 is the average at this point.
Stand by.
It was a good hit. Might have been a little slow. It was 8.2. Really refined my sight picture there.
Stand by.
Ooh, good stuff there. That was a 6.4. We'll get one more.
Stand by.
Another great hit. So what we're seeing here, 0.72 is my average there. So clearly the faster of, definitely faster than down here, definitely faster than back here. A little bit slower than the low ready, right? But you'd expect that because I got to join my hands together. But really, is it that much slower? You're talking 1/10 to 5/100ths slower. So maybe there's some thoughts here, but let's do a little bit of strong side work and see how it looks there. Okay, so I shifted over here to a leather holster. This is a Milt Sparks with a VP9 in it. A little bit more drag on this because it is a leather holster. So this is one of the guns that we use in the Cover Your Asp tour as dry fire tools and for student loaner guns. And so a little slightly different trigger, but I mean functionally the same thing. We're gonna holster it safely and carefully. I don't carry strong sight a ton, but let's see how this does in terms of what it gives us. Same drill.
Stand by.
Got good sights. 8-9.
Stand by.
Same thing, 8-8.
Stand by.
Okay, so I got a little faster there, I bet. Yep, 7-0, because I'm realizing I got to really draw this firearm with some authority out of this leather holster. I don't use it a ton, so
Stand by.
there you go. Yep, saw my front sight there just fine. That was a 6-8. Now I'm getting fast with it.
Stand by.
Yep, saw what I needed. 7-7.
Stand by.
Good one there. Okay, so what I've got here is a 7-8 average, and again, 7-7, 7-7, 6-8, 7-0 were my last four. So I got a little faster. I hadn't done a whole lot of those before I put them on camera because I'm not mostly a strong side carrier. But what I think that you can see from here is that if you practice that hand on holster, this might actually be a really valuable thing for you. And the reason that it might be a very valuable thing is because what it allows you to do is keep that hand on gun, but keep the gun kind of hidden. Now, even if you had your, kind of tucked your cover garment or whatever, your hand's covering everything, you can get out fast and get a shot on target. So let's practice it a little bit, see what we can get to. Okay, I'm back to Appendix because that's what I carry all the time and that's what I'm used to. So let's see if we can get a little faster with this. Let's see if we can get acceptable A-zone hits. I'm just shooting at a third scale IDPA target or A-zone target. Let's see what we can get here. Let's get after it. All right, we're gonna set that there.
Stand by.
Pretty good hit. 5-9.
Stand by.
Snagged up on my cover garment a little bit there, 6-8. So I'm going to prevent that. I'm going to say if I do that, I do this.
Stand by.
Oh, great hit. Great hit there in 5-8.
Stand by.
6-8 there.
Stand by.
Yeah, not the best hit I've ever had. Grip suffered a little bit, 7-4. Try one more.
Stand by.
Got the hit that I wanted there. And again, so now my average, 0.64. And again, I can see every shot. I can see everything that I've got going. So 6-0, 7-4, 6-8, 5-8, 6-8, 5-9. Guys, this is very, very fast. And I think here's the thing. So again, if I'm sitting here like this, now again, if I've got my cover garment tucked around here like this, do I look like a guy that's holding a gun on somebody? No. So after the armed robbery or whatever, and I get it, you're not going to stuff your gun back in your holster quickly. But let's just say I went pew, 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 and I did all the pews that I needed. I think that guy is down and out. But do I want to have my gun out here, sitting here at low ready with him? Or maybe is it smarter to put the gun away, leave the cover garment somewhat tucked? It's in hand. If somebody else comes in, I'm not a man with a gun in hand. I've got that gun put away, and God forbid somebody comes around. I just, hey man, I'm good, cool, I'm cool, leave me alone. I think this is a valuable tool. So do some dry fire practice with it. Let me know how it goes for you, would you?